This is a game initiated by the gods. Countless monsters are about to flood the earth. A subway's cruising along its route, when suddenly, the emergency brakes kick in, jolting everyone forward. The train comes to a halt on a river-crossing bridge. Passengers look around in confusion, no one knowing what's happening. In the next second, a doll-like figure emerges from the shadows. It calls itself a dokaebi, not just some regular goblin, and declares that from now on, humans must play its game if they want to survive. Everyone thinks it's a prank. One man snaps, annoyed. "Quit the racket. I'm gonna be late for work. Hurry up and start the train." The dokaebi's eyes flash red instantly. It shoots a red laser beam, and the man drops dead before he hits the floor. Screams erupt from the crowd. Now they get it. This isn't a prank. It's a brutal battle royale. The dokaebi continues, "Because you humans are too selfish, higher dimensional beings in the universe have decided to punish you through this game. You must kill one living creature within 10 minutes to prove your worth. Succeed, and you'll earn 300 coins. Fail, and you'll become a corpse." A countdown timer hologram projects into the air. Anyone who resists gets killed. The passengers fumble for their phones to call 911, but there's zero signal. Then, a man named Kim Dokja suddenly fixes his gaze on Gil Young, a young boy clutching an ant farm. "Are you alone?" he asks. "Where are your parents?" Gil Young trembles at the question. "Uncle, are you gonna kill me?" Before Dokja can answer, screams ring out from the front of the train. He sees someone already attacking others, and soon more people join in. A group of men beats an elderly woman. The weak, the old, and the children become easy targets. One woman can't take it anymore. She tries to run to another car but finds the connecting door sealed by a barrier. No matter how hard she hits it, it won't budge. The same goes for the other cars. Humans start killing each other. Dokja watches a man in black take another guy out cold. The sight makes his heart skip a beat. Wait a second, Yoo Jung-hyuk? When he gets a clear look at the man's face, Dokja is certain. Everything happening right now is a plot from that novel, bleeding into real life. This massacre game, Descending on Earth, actually comes from a novel, 3 Ways to Survive the Apocalypse. Just minutes earlier, Dokja, who'd followed the novel for 10 years, complained about the author's ending. The author then messaged him telling him to rewrite the ending himself. And that man in black, Yoo Jung-hyuk, he's the novel's main character. In the original story, every human dies. Only Yoo Jung-hyuk survives. If the novel's plot plays out, something even crazier is coming. Dokja turns and a sea monster's tail smashes into the train. The train flips 180 degrees. Humans crash into the ceiling. Panic spikes. People attack harder, faster, desperate to eliminate opponents and survive. Then it clicks. He spots the fallen ant farm on the floor and a plan forms. He grabs a handful of dirt and hands it to his co-worker, saying, "Ah." Then he runs to the middle of the car and shouts, "I have a way for everyone to survive." But the others are too bloodthirsty to listen. Dokja pinches an ant to death. A broadcast chimes in immediately.
해당 구역 최초의 사례가 발생했습니다. 사례자에게 300코인을 지급합니다.
Kim Dokja becomes the first to clear the game. The crowd is stunned. There's no corpse near him. How did he do it? Dokja explains. The rules only say to kill a living creature. They never specified it has to be a human. Killing ants works too. But sadly, there aren't enough ants for everyone. People start fighting over them. Chaos erupts again. Dokja sees an elderly woman being kicked repeatedly. He still has 2 ants left in his hand. He rushes over and shoves a high school student aside. "I still have ants. You and the lady can both survive." The high school student swats his hand away. "I'm gonna beat her to death, and that's final." Killing ants feels so lame to him. Killing a human? That's where the rush is. Only then does Dokja realize this high school student is a key side character from the novel, one of Yoo Jung-hyuk's most trusted allies. Dokja tries to stop him. The high school student punches him square in the nose, making it bleed. "If you want to play hero," he sneers, "then you can die in the old lady's place." Dokja is thrown into a corner and kicked repeatedly. But this time, the high school student picks the wrong person to mess with. Dokja frantically racks his brain for details from the novel. Check this out. He spends all 300 coins on strength and bam, his stat jumps to level 1. He counters with a heavy punch, sending the high school student flying. Unexpectedly, the hit triggers the student's special ability. Black aura oozes from his body. They charge at each other. The student lands a punch that knocks Dokja over, sending him crashing into the wall. Dokja is in so much pain he can barely move. Then he spots a tube filled with ant eggs. Are ant eggs considered living creatures? He grabs the tube and crushes it. Boom! His coin count skyrockets. That's what fast cash feels like. Dokja spends 3,000 coins on stamina first. When the high school student throws another punch, it moves in slow motion to Dokja's eyes. Next, he spends 3,000 coins on agility. He yanks the student forward, flinging him away. No matter how many ability boosts the student uses, he can't match Dokja's sheer strength and speed. With just over 30 seconds left on the timer, the high school student finally panics. His countdown is ticking down, and he still hasn't killed the elderly woman. He begs Dokja, "I won't touch the old lady anymore. Please, give me an ant." Dokja smirks coldly. "Change of plans. Scum like you, even if you live, you'll just ruin others' lives." The countdown's about to hit 0. Anyone who didn't finish the task is doomed. The high school student panics. He scrambles up, ready to keep beating the elderly woman, but Dokja tackles him first. The student goes crazy, kicking and thrashing to get free. Dokja hurries to hand the ant to the old lady. Right as he does, the timer hits 0. A black hole materializes above the student's head, and he drops dead instantly. Every single person who failed the task, they all drop like flies. Even the elderly woman Dokja saved can't catch a break. She's too weak to even crush an ant. Dokja watches, helpless, as she takes her last breath. The Dokaibi reappears to announce, "Congratulations to the 17 humans who cleared the first task. The audience loved your performance, so they've decided to give you a little help." Confusion spreads through the crowd. Audience? Then a control panel pops up in front of everyone's eyes. The screen reads, "Please select one of the following constellations to be your patron star." Turns out those audience members are the constellations themselves, gods and heroes from civilizations all across the universe. If a human signs a contract with a constellation, the constellation grants them power. And that human? They become the constellation's avatar here on Earth. In this death game, signing with a constellation means getting special abilities, a shot at surviving till the end. But Dokja's read every word of that novel, and let me tell you, the author went off the rails hard. By the middle and late chapters, Dokja was basically the only reader left. No one else knows what happens next, and he knows the catch. Once you pick a patron star, you'll have to pay with your life eventually. Just as everyone's about to leave, the subway gets attacked by that same sea monster again. In the chaos, a soldier darts forward to pry open the train doors. Dokja's heart leaps. This soldier, Hyun Sung, is another key character from the novel. But right now, he's still a total newbie. He has no clue how to use the powers his patron star gave him. Dokja steps in with a quick tutorial. Your skill panel's in the bottom right of your vision. Focus your mind on the skill. Really focus. The train cars are getting dragged into the water one by one. Hyun Sung shuts his eyes, concentrates, and finally unlocks Taishin Push Level 1. He pries the subway doors open with his bare hands. But Gil Yong, the little boy with the ant farm, refuses to move. He's crying, yelling at Dokja, "You killed my ants! You have to keep me safe!" Dokja picks the boy up and the kid starts laughing through his tears. They bolt across the river crossing bridge with Sang-ah, Kim's co-worker, and the soldier right behind them. But just like that, boom, they trigger a side quest. Cross the broken bridge. The sea monster smashes the bridge in half. It bites through a chunk of reinforced concrete like it's candy. The humans freeze, petrified, too scared to move. But the constellations? They hate boring scenes like this. So the Dokaibi spices things up big time. Suddenly, all the people who died earlier burst out of the subway cars. They lurch forward like zombies, lunging at the living. Dokja sets Gil Yong down and charges in first. After all, he's the one who asked to rewrite the ending. Saving these people is his responsibility. But these zombies? Their bodies are as hard as steel. You can't kill them. The soldier Hyun Sung grabs a street sign and fights back, but he still gets thrown across the bridge. Then out of nowhere, Sang-ah unlocks her ability. She uses spider silk to patch up the broken parts of the bridge. Dokja yells at everyone, "Cross the bridge, then hide in the subway station." The outside's gonna get flooded with poison gas any second, and grab as many coins as you can while you're at it. Everyone stares at him confused. How do you know all this? Dokja's a reader. That's basically a superpower. He can predict what's coming next. But then his face drops. He just remembered a crucial detail from the novel. Yoo Jung-hyuk, the main character, is going to get killed by the fire dragon at Chungmuro subway station. Then he'll use his regression skill to go back to the start of the story. But if the main character's gone, the world collapses instantly. Every human disappears, only Yoo Jung-hyuk comes back. Dokja has to stop Yoo Jung-hyuk from walking into that death trap at Chungmuro station. Right then, Yoo Jung-hyuk slices through dozens of monsters with one swing of his sword. He's about to go after stronger ones when Dokja calls out to him. Yoo Jung-hyuk freezes, confused. "Who are you?" He narrows his eyes. "That high school student was strong. He shouldn't have died. Did you kill him?"
아니 그거 내가 그런 거 아닌데?
Yoo Jung-hyuk uses a lie detection skill, but it fails. That catches his attention. Most people can't block skills this early in the game. Dokja's not just some random guy, Yu Jung-hyuk asks again, his voice sharp. Who are you? His eyes turn dangerous. If he doesn't get an answer, he'll kill Dokja on the spot. Dokja has no choice but to tell the truth. My ability is prophecy. In a few days, you'll get killed by the fire dragon at Chungmuro Station. But if you let me help you, I'll make sure you survive. But he underestimates how guarded Yu Jung-hyuk is. Yu Jung-hyuk grabs Dokja and hurls him over the bridge. If you can survive that fish dragon, he says, I'll consider working with you. Dokja plummets into the fish dragon's mouth, but guess what? He triggers a hidden dungeon. Kill the fish dragon and escape its stomach. The Dokaibi even follows him in, grinning. Well, you're still alive, human? It's streaming the whole thing live. Hidden dungeons are the highest difficulty. Constellations love watching humans struggle to survive, only to fail. But Dokja is a reader. He already has a plan. He calls out to the Dokaibi. Hey, Bi-hyung, you're streaming this, right? The Dokaibi freezes. How do you know my name? Dokja smirks. Turn off the stream. I've got a deal for you.
나랑 채널 전속 계약하면 너 도깨비 왕 된다.
Every Dokaibi dreams of leveling up, and the way to do it is by streaming the most intense scenes, getting tips from constellations. If Okja signs a contract with Bi-hyung will have to help humans instead of tormenting them, but Bi-hyung just scoffs. Look at yourself, you're barely gonna survive. And you think you can help me? You're way too overconfident. Dokja raises an eyebrow. Why don't you check how much tip money you've got right now? Bi-hyung glances at his screen, and his jaw drops. It's over 100,000 coins. Without wasting a second, he pulls out the contract and agrees. Fine, let's do this. The fish dragon starts secreting gastric juice. Anything alive will get dissolved the second it touches that stuff. Bi-hyung turns the stream back on, but Dokja cuts in. Open your Dokaibi backpack. Bi-hyung's eyes go wide. Wait, how do you even know about that? Dokja scrolls to the bottom of the item list and buys 999 stone boar spines. He shoves them into the fish dragon's stomach crevices. This is exactly how Yu Jung-hyuk cleared this part in the novel. Those spines don't just block the gastric juice, they work as a ladder too. But here's the problem. The crevices are everywhere. Too many to count. Will he get all the spines in place before the juice drowns him? Meanwhile, Yu Jung-hyuk's waiting by the sea. He wants to see just how capable this human really is. 2 hours pass. The gastric juice is already up to Kim Dokja's back. One wrong move and he's gone. But finally, only one crevice is left. He slams the last spine in, the fish dragon lets out a roar of pain, and all the gastric juice drains away. The game system chimes in. Kim Dokja has cleared the dungeon, earning 9,000 coins. Bi-hyung's the most excited. He never thought Dokja would actually kill the fish dragon. He's definitely latched onto a winner. But Dokja just waves him off. Quit getting in my way. Using the spines, Kim Dokja finds the fish dragon's core, the source of all its power. He tells Bi-hyung to put it up for auction in the Dokaibi backpack, but not for coins. He wants to trade it for the Ether of Faith. Problem is, the Ether of Faith is so rare, no one's ever even seen what it looks like. Bi-hyung also gives Dokja a contract gift, and Dokja only picks a gas mask. Smart move. Outside's still flooded with poison gas, plus after watching him beat the dungeon, constellations start spamming him with patron star invites. Dokja tells Bi-hyung to block all of them. He knows the next parts of the game can only be done in teams, and he's got a specific key person to find. He heads to a convenience store and finds an injured woman, Hui-wan, the warrior who takes down evil in the novel. He barely has time to feel relieved before a giant mantis monster appears outside the window. Dokja slings Hui-wan over his back and runs. The mantis monster chases them non-stop. In the novel, these random monster attacks are just the game's way of keeping humans on edge. Up ahead is the entrance to Gumho Station, and he sees two guys pulling the iron gate shut. Wait for us! The mantis is right behind them, but the two guys only open the gate halfway before dashing inside. Dokja dives in with Hui-wan, slamming the gate shut just in time. The mantis pounds on the gate in a rage, but that's not the end of their trouble. A group of men steps out from around the corner. They sneer at Hui-wan. Look who's back! We thought you were dead. Dokja's expression darkens. This part of the novel really lays bare how selfish humans can get. These guys at the station have made their own survival rules. The strongest go out to find food, and if anyone dies, their coins get split up. Why? Because everyone here has to pay 100 coins a day to stay alive. If you don't pay, or if you don't clear all the monsters here, the game kills you. Now that Hui-wan's alive, these thugs plan to kill her for her coins. Dokja steps in front of her, growling, "Bring it on!" Quietly, he spends 1,500 coins to boost his muscle strength. This is the first part of the 2025 new Korean movie Omniscient Reader, The Prophecy. If you loved this and want to see what happens next, drop a 1 in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.